Good morning, respected ma'am. My name is Pujita Krishnan, and I am here pursuing my first year in Electronics and Communication Department, Section B from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. My roll number is 21951A0477. Well, here I would like to present my Programming for Problem Solving using C language presentation on the topic. If you are given an integer n, find the largest integer between 1 and 10 which are inclusive, which divides n. So this is my topic for today's presentation. So well, before getting into the presentation, I would really like to thank my department for giving me this great opportunity as it helped me in gaining practical experience and also getting knowledge about this particular topic. And I even learned programming, how to do programming in C language. It has helped me in also doing this presentation with fun. So let's start with this presentation. Basically, let us know what is C language. C is a general purpose computer programming language. It was developed in the year 1972 by Dennis Ritchie and remains very widely used and influential. It was mainly developed as a system programming language to write an operating system. The main features of the C language include low-level memory access, a simple set of keywords, and a clean style. These features make C language suitable for system programming like an operating system or compiler development. So this is about C language. It is generally a general purpose programming language, which was developed in the year 1972 by Dennis Ritchie, by a person called as Dennis Ritchie. So many later languages have borrowed syntax features directly or indirectly from the C language, like syntax of Java, PHP, JavaScript, and many other languages are mainly based on this language, which is called a C language. C++ is nearly a superset of C language, which means few programs may compile in C but not in C++. So this makes C language unique from C++. Let's get to our next topic. Let us know what is the history of C. How did C come into the world? From where did it get invented and how it got invented? So this is how it got developed. In the year of 1960, ALGOL, ALGOL, it is an international group which first got into the name, and then in the year of 1967, BCPL took it by a person named as Martin Richards. And then next year, 1970, there was a B. It was evolved into the name as B language, which was invented by a person named as Ken Thompson. And eventually, in the year 1972, traditional C. It was known as traditional C language, which was developed by Dennis Ritchie. So this is the main one which actually C language was developed by him. And then after this also 1978 KNRC, which was developed by the person known as Enigun and Ritchie. This both people has done this language, and then they have again modified into ANSI language by ANSI committee in the year 1983. And then in the year of 1990, ANSI and ISO committee has developed this again into a new one. And last, it was then came into this world in the year of 1999. It is known as C99 Standardization Committee, which was developed by Standardization Committee. So this is about the history of C language. Let's get into our next slide. What are the uses of C language? Basically, how is C language useful to us? C++ has a wide range of real-world applications, including the following. So let us have a look at it. Development of video games, applications using graphical user interfaces, which is known as GUI in short, databases and computer operating systems, browsers on the internet, computational and graphical methods, banking, cloud computing, and distributed systems. Then comes compilers. It is used for compiling programs. Embedded systems are the systems that are integrated into a larger system. So it's even used in embedded system, integrated software libraries for enterprises, and server applications on a large scale. And last but not the least, it is also used in the compilers of code. So these are the uses of C language. What are the key applications of C language? So the key applications of C language are: C language is widely used in embedded system. As we already saw in a previous slide, it is used in embedded system and operating system too. So how is this applicable? So let us look at it. It is used for developing system applications. It is widely used for developing desktop applications. Most of the applications by Adobe are developed using C programming language. It is used for developing browsers and their extensions. Google's Chromium is built using C programming language. Google Chrome, which we are using in our day-to-day life for all the research purpose and all the searching purpose, this is built only by the C programming language major. And it is also used to develop databases. MySQL is the most popular database software which is built using C. It is also used in developing an operating system, as we have already seen in our previous slide. Operating systems such as Apple OS X, Microsoft Windows, Symbian are developed using this language, which is known as C language. It is used for developing desktop as well as mobile phones operating system. It is also used for compiler production. It is also widely used in IoT applications, Internet of Things. It is used in Internet of Things. So these are the many applications as we have seen of C language. That is what makes C language very popular and very unique from other languages. So the next topic is features of C programming language. What are the features? What are the features? We have looked into the applications, the uses, the history about C language, everything. So let us now have a key idea about what are the features, how many features are out there of C programming language. The features of C programming language are: firstly, it is fast and efficient. Then it is also modularity. And it is a general purpose programming language. It is statically typed. Rich set of built-in operators are there in C language and libraries with rich functions. Middle level language. It is a middle level language, and it is portable. It is very portable, and it is also easy to extend, and it's a procedural language. So these are the many features as we have seen in this picture. There are many features of this C programming language. So let us get into detail about this. What are the features and how it is used in the C language. Let us get into the details. So as we have seen, one feature is simple and efficient, which is the main feature of C language. So what is this? So basically it is basic syntax style of implementing C language is very simple and also easy to learn. This makes the language easily comprehensible and also enables a programmer to redesign or create a new application. C is usually used in and as an introductory language to introduce programming to school students because of this feature, because it is simple and also it is very efficient to learn. So it is as used as the introductory language comparatively to Python, Java, and all. First, it's basic language which has to be learned to get all the other languages. So that is about simple and efficient. That is what it means. Next is it is fast. So what does it mean by C language is fast, and this is a feature. So it is a well-known fact that statistically typed programming languages are faster than dynamic ones. The dynamic ones are, for example, Python is a dynamic one, and this is a statical type. So C is a statically typed programming language, which gives it an edge over other programming dynamic languages. Also, unlike Java and Python, which is, as I told, it's a dynamic language, which are interpreter based. C is a compiler based. It's not an interpreter based. So this makes compilation and execution of the codes much faster. So what do you mean by compiler? Compiler is like it just compiles the whole program and it then gives you the error like line wise. Like as soon as you do the error, you just come to know immediately that there's an error in the program, in the syntax. So this is what it means by compiler based and not an interpreter based. Step-by-step process. So next topic is portability. So this is another feature of C language, which is called as portability. So to put it simply, C programs are mission independent, which means that you can run the fraction of a code created in C on various missions, with none or some mission specific changes. Hence, it provides the functionality of using a single code on multiple systems depending on the requirement. So this is known as portability. And then extensibility. What do you mean by extensibility? You can easily and quickly extend a C program. How much ever you want, you can just elaborate it the more you want. It only needs your mind capacity. But you can extend to any extent. And also you can do it in an easy way. This means that if a code is already written, you can add new features to it with few alterations. Like basically you need to have a clear picture of the syntax, clear idea of the syntax. And when you have the idea of syntax, you can elaborate it and also do it in a correct way, accurate way. Basically, this feature allows adding new features, functionalities, and operations to an existing C program. So this is meant by extensibility. Our next feature is pointers. So how are pointers used in C? So with the use of these pointers in C, you can directly interact with memory. The memory in the sense memory location, the address. So as the name suggests, pointers point to a specific location, I mean the address in the memory, and interact directly with it. Using the C pointers, you can operate with memories, arrays, functions, and structures. Then comes our next feature, recursion. So what is recursion? C language provides the feature of recursion. Recursion, which means that you can create a function that can call itself multiple times until a given condition is true, just like the loops. Recursion in C programming provides the functionality of the code reusability and backtracking. This is meant by recursion. So let us know why is C so popular? What makes C so popular? So there are several reasons for it that contribute to the popularity of the of this programming language. However, these reasons vary from language to language. Like it's different for Java, it's different for Python, it's different for C. So C is basically popular for many reasons. For example, it is a simple language that follows a structured approach to programming. That is, it means it divides a problem into smaller subproblems and then solves them. So when a problem is given, a huge problem is given, it divides itself into smaller pieces, smaller bits, and then solves step by step. So that is the speciality of C programming. And also C came way before all the popular programming languages of today's generation. And also many of those have concepts taken from this C programming language. Thanks to its low-level programming abilities, it is ideal for developing operating systems and compilers too. So, coming to the main topic, our task is to find the largest integer between 1 and 10, which divides n. So, iterate all over all integers between 1 and 10 and check if they divide n. So, this is our task for today. Today's topic is basically this. So, which means finally take the maximum integer out of them who divides n. So, this is our task. So, other possible ways to iterate from 10 to 1 and also print the first integer who divides n, as that would be the largest integer between 1 to 10 dividing n. So, this is another possible way we can try. So, let us have a look at it. Time complexity, as we run, it is 1 0 1 1, as we run a loop for constant 10 times only. And space complexity also is the same, as no extra space is used. So this is our problem. So let us solve it. So let us take an input that the first and only line of the input contains a single integer n. And then you get an output, print a single line containing one integer. So that is the largest divisor of n between 11 and 10. So constraints. So 2 is less than or equal to n. 2 should be less than or equal to 10 n, and n should be less than and equal to 1000. So this is a constraint. So let us get into the problem. So let's take for example, if we take the input as 91, and in the output we get it as 7. So let us see how we got this. The divisors of 91 are 1, 7, 13 and 91, out of which only 1 and 7 are in the range of 1 to 10, right? Between 1 to 10, because 1 and 10 are also inclusive in this. So divisors are 1, 7, 13, 91. So out of this, only 1 and 7 are the two numbers which are in this range between 1 to 10. And also 10 and 1 are included. So therefore the answer is maximum of 1 and 7 is obviously 7. The maximum data number is 7. So answer is 7. So the output you get is 7. So this is how is an example. And let us take an example, another example where we take an input as 24. So we get the output as 8. So let us have an explanation about this, how we got this. So the divisors of 24 are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24. Out of which only 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 8 are in the range of 1 to 10. So only these 6 numbers are there in the range of 1 to 10. So therefore the maximum out of this are what? The maximum number, the greatest value is of 8. So the output is 8. So this is what is the task. Our task is to be solved. So let us see the program, how we have done the programming for this. The first program is hash include iOS stream. So using namespace std int main int x I equal to 11. We take it as I equal to 11, since greater than x, while if x% I equal to 0, out is less than n l x less than I. So we break the statement over here, the condition, and then we again take out is less than n and l. Then we return 0, and then we close this braces. And now because you are given an integer n, you are asked to find the largest integer between 1 and 10, where 10 and 1 is inclusive, which divides 10. So this is the task. So when you have taken the input as 81, you have several divisors of 81. So when those are the divisors, those numbers should be lying, those numbers should only be lying between 1 and 10. So anything which are lying between 1 and 10 can be the inputs, I mean the output. But Out of all those, the maximum number, the highest value is the actual output. So here it is 9. For 81, it is 9. So what are the numbers which is in the range of uh, 1 to 10? There are many numbers, but which is there in the range of 1 to 10, it is 1, 3, and 9. Only these three are the numbers which are in the range for 81, for the number 81. These are the devices which are in the range of 1 to 10 inclusive. So out of 1, 3, and 9, 9 is the maximum number, is the highest value. So the output should be 9. Output is 9. So this is a program too, like this is alternative program, where in main bracket in xi, cin greater than x, for I equal to 1, I is less than equal to 10, plus I plus I if x% I equal to 0. Count is less than and L, less than I, less than and L, where we written 0 over here and close the braces, close the loop. So this is the program which explains us, which gives us the in where we solution for this program, for this task or this topic. So this is the basic program which we follow for this program, this question, and we have to enter any input, any number we can give. So those devices which are between 1 and 10, and the maximum number, the highest value will be the output. So this is how the program is solved. So let us look at the basic frequently asked questions related to this topic. What are the best features of C? C offers a galore of features, which means many features: high portability, speedier execution, availability of a good range of libraries, frameworks, and tools. And low-level hardware support are some of the best features of C. So what makes the C language unique? Factors like being 5 decades old but still thinking, uh, flexible. I mean, it's ticking, sorry. And it's also having this feature called flexibility to be usable on a wide array of platforms. Inspiration to many popular programming languages like Python, Java, and all, and offering low-level programming abilities, which makes a C language more unique. So it's a low-level language, so it's basically understood by everyone. You can easily understand the syntax. The syntax is easy to understand. That makes the C language unique. So what's so unique about C? So C is a mid-level language. That means you can use it for high-level language programming too, as well as system programming. Also, C is probably the only language the knowledge of which allow you to learn many other popular programming languages. This is because many of this are inspired by C. So let us conclude this topic for today's presentation. So what is this about C? Let us know about C. Despite being a quaternarian, C still holds its ground firmly to stand tall among the best programming languages to learn in 2022. Although you are not going to get a high-paying job merely with C as a sole skill, but pairing it with popular contemporary tools and technologies like Python, JavaScript, and MySQL, and Node.js, and Linux, and Update server. So this will allow you to get developer jobs that are high paying and satisfying. So this is how I conclude about C language, C programming. That's the end of my presentation, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for sparing your valuable time to listen to my presentation patiently. I am looking forward for a positive feedback from your side, as your feedback really matters to me to do much better next time. Thank you.